It's a seismic shot in Scottish football, one of the biggest in history. Rangers have fallen into the spider's web, and there was no way out, with Callum Ferrie guarding that goal with all his life. Seb Drozd with the winning goal in the second half, and Queen's Park with one of the biggest shocks in Scottish Cup history have knocked out the mighty Glasgow Rangers on their own patch. Their first ever Scottish Cup victory at Ibrox. Their first Scottish Cup victory over Rangers since 1882. Queen's Park, one of the most important football clubs in the history of the game, but their glory days were well over a century ago. But this will feel like a throwback to those times. Seb Drozd, the winning goal scorer. Callum Ferrie, what a hero he was in goals. Michael Stewart, just sum up how big a moment this is.
It's monumental, Rory, it really is. You can hear the home crowd's response, you can see the celebrations for the Queen's Park fans. Over a century in the waiting, this, isn't it? Callum Ferrie coming up with incredible moments at the end of the game when it looked like Rangers were going to get off the hook. But alas, they've not, they're out, and you just wonder, is the manager going to be able to survive this result?
Yeah, well, I mean, you can hear the anger all around Ibrox for those that have remained. The atmosphere has descended and now turned. It's all directed towards those Rangers players as they traipse off to the manager, but it's Queen's Park who deserve all the credit. Mid-table in the championship, they've come to Ibrox, won in the Scottish Cup for the very first time. A result over a century in the making. Oh, it's quite sensational, and the way that Callum Ferrie delivered those final moments to save the penalty from James Tavernier, to tip the header over the bar. And Queen's Park, they've not just performed the shock of the round, it's one of the biggest in history. Rangers only ever beaten by lower league opposition by St Bernard's Edinburgh in 1892-93 and Berwick Rangers in 66-67. This one joins that list. The full-time score at a shocked Ibrox Stadium. Rangers 0, Queen's Park 1.
Thank you to Rory and to Michael for that match commentary. And congratulations to Queen's Park. Wow, what a result they have delivered for their travelling fans. They made the short journey across Glasgow here to Ibrox today. And what a performance, what a result they have posted. Their name is in the quarter-final draw, not Rangers. Quite phenomenal scenes in that second half. Marvin and Alan watched it with me. Let's start with the winners, because my goodness, anyone who doubted them, they delivered a masterclass in executing their game plan, and when they got their moment in front of goal, they managed to put it away.
Yeah, full credit goes to every single one of those players, Emma. As you said, the manager and the coach had come up with a game plan, but they had to execute it. They went across that white line, they puffed their chest out, and they came into Ibrox and knocked Rangers out of the cup. Absolutely massive, massive result for them. Brilliant for their fans, but packed into that corner, came to watch their team and just enjoy the day. There's no way waking up in the morning they actually believe they could win. Maybe they'd hoped it, then maybe they hoped of a dream of can we knock them out, can we take them to extra time. What they've done here today, for them, absolutely brilliant. As I said, to a man, fantastic.
And Seb Drozd came on to this game, in a couple of minutes had scored the goal, and what a goal he scored. It's such composure to put that one away.
It's an outstanding finish. I think from a Queen's Park point of view and his point of view, the technique just to cut back and then finish, he was cool, calm and collected, put it in the net. Rangers are looking at it different. It was absolutely shocking defensively from them, but full credit goes to Queen's Park. They came here with a game plan. They executed it perfectly. First half, absolutely brilliant. I'm sure Callum Davidson would have been over the moon at half-time, but then to just pick up again and give everything in that second half. And Ferrie, the penalty save and then the save in the dying seconds was outstanding.
For him to keep his concentration though at that point, you know, not only the penalty save, but he denied Rangers in the first half, he did it in the second half, and then to execute that save right at the death to deny the equaliser, quite a phenomenal performance.
Unbelievable, and there's no surprise, that he'd be absolutely delighted, and the players, his teammates push him in front of the crowd there at the end. And like you said, it's one of those things for concentration. The first half he pulled off the save, then he pulls off the penalty save. And then again, he pulls off one that tips over the crossbar right at the end. Brilliant. To come here and win, Emma, your goalkeeper has to be brilliant.
Yeah.
He does. 10 out of 10 performance, and he's done that today. Absolutely massive for them. He's a captain of the team, and he's led by example today, and he's pulled off save after save, and thoroughly deserves that victory.
Yeah, well, hopefully we have a chat with him actually very shortly. But let's look at the goal then, because I mentioned just how composed that Seb Drozd was with this, and just Alan, talk us through it, because he doesn't panic here. And again, very questionable defending from Rangers.
Yeah, look, Drozd does really well here. Look, I think it's Rangers initially, it's possibly Tavernier that gets first contact there, can't clear the box. Just the composure to check back. You just see it here, it's coming at pace. He takes a good touch. Jeffy, he's square on. Like, what's he doing? You have to, as a fullback, show somebody down the line. With him, it happens too often. So to be able to do that and then just finish it was brilliant. From their point of view, absolutely outstanding. From Rangers' point of view, defensively, was shocking.
It certainly was. Well, one thing that wasn't shocking was the Queen's Park defence. What a day for you, Mr. Ferrie. Yep. My goodness, sum that one up.
I don't know if you can. I'm speechless. I rarely am. I just asked my missus that. But look, the boys were unbelievable for 90 minutes. They threw everything at us that last 10 minutes. And the boys, were cramping up because the tempo is so quick. Yeah. They shifted. But the boys stood up to brilliant. It was an absolute 30, it was a whole squad. That's a whole squad performance. And we've had a little bit of bad luck the last few weeks. The results haven't gone our way. And, that more than makes up for it. I'm absolutely buzzing for all of them.
We appreciate you coming out so quickly. You've still got your gloves on. What was going through your head at the penalty? Like, had you rehearsed that? Tavernier takes them, but had you rehearsed?
He's so good at penalties, and he really mixes it up. He goes right, left, he goes everywhere, and he gets so much pace in it. And I just thought, I don't know, I changed my mind. I was going to go right, then I thought, oh no, I'll go left. I thought, no, I'll go right. And I thought, no, I'll go left. But look, it's brilliant. And then it went VAR, and I can't say my emotions when it was doing that, but look, we've got the result, and the boys in there are absolutely brilliant, and that's a team performance, and we did that, and that's brilliant. The gaffer was in the stand today.
Did that help? That helped having him up there.
I know we were speaking about it earlier.
And I think it's just, we wanted to do that for the gaffer because results haven't gone our way the last few weeks.
Forget about the gaffer, talk about your penalty save here.
Yeah.
Come on, this is your moment. This is your moment.
That's your fourth penalty save of the season.
I know, I think, I'm not sure about the facials afterwards, but they're putting a corner in right now.
But you know what, even after that, I mean, for the higher saving it to the corner coming in and then making the save off the back of that was just outstanding.
No, I appreciate that. I think it's just, I pride myself on my shot stopping, and I like being busy in games sometimes, and it keeps you switched on and things like that. But that full 11 that we started the game and the subs that came on, it was absolutely fantastic. I'm absolutely buzzing for the boys. They won't be able to believe it, and won't be able to believe it tomorrow. But we're into the hat for the next round, so let's see who we get.
Yeah, and have you got friends and family with you here today?
Yeah, my whole family's here. Mum, Dad, my girlfriend, her family. Yeah, it's brilliant to have them here, and it's just so exciting. Got a great night.
As far as the whole club's concerned, though, like you said, you did it for the gaffer. He was up in the stand, but I'm not sure many people gave you guys a chance, but it shows you the magic of the cup. And I guess inside that dressing room, you had that belief, and I imagine Calum had you very organised.
Yeah, before the game, we're saying to each other, we're coming against 11 other footballers. They're not invincible. Mm-hmm. We've seen that this season. No club's invincible in this league. No club's invincible in any league. And we've gone in there, we've read out that first 45 minutes, and we've gone, we're in this game. We've got a chance, and they're going to get more frustrated. The fans will get frustrated because they are, a bigger club, everything like that. But as I said, these things happen in the cup, and that's the magic of it.
Was that the message at half-time, that you are in this game, you can go and cause more problems? Because you seem to get more opportunities in that second half.
Yeah, I think we could see how maybe Rangers were getting frustrated as the game went on, and our low block was working well during the game. And then obviously they commit a little bit more for bodies forwards, and the spaces open up. And look, we've managed to take an opportunity. I think we had another good one with Kyle nearly getting a goal. And look, Sebs took the opportunity really, really well when it came. And, you know, sometimes that's just what you need, a wee bit of luck. It was our day. I said to the boys before the game, you know, why not us today? Why not us this game? Why not? And it's turned out okay.
Where does this rank in your career then?
I'd probably put it up the top, to be honest with you. It's probably up there with my debut. So I'll never forget this day. So I'm going to enjoy it.
Brilliant.
I've got a funny feeling that you might be putting those gloves in a frame somewhere, putting them on the shelf.
I've got so much rubbish around the house. I don't think my girlfriend's going to let me do one more.
Oh,
but you never know.
More,
She might let me.
Unless you go on to win the cup, of course, and then you might save the space for those.
I'll save them for that.
Listen, congratulations, you were fantastic.
Thank you. I really
well done.
appreciate it.
All the best.
Thank you very much.
There you go.
I think that's for you, mate.
There's another award
Don't go
for you.
dropping that now after that.
Do you swap?
Well done, congratulations.
Thanks so much.
You two
Just
take
doing
care.
it right.
I'm sure you have a
Okay,
good
well,
night.
there you have it. Some reaction. I'm going to just throw this out the shot because I'll say it again. Nobody needs me to have two microphones. Fantastic. You know, and just listening to him there, you know, just a clear mind. Didn't really rehearse it too much. Just trusted his instincts. It's phenomenal.
Just how happy he was as well. Like, you love seeing that. That's what football's all about. That emotion.
That's what the cup's about as well.
Just pure emotion. Just through every single one. He was outstanding towards the end. Just the full game. But I just like the fact that they came with a game plan. It worked at half time. They then spoke about it saying, there's something here for us. If we give everything that we can, there is something here. And look, they took their chance. It was absolutely brilliant.
They certainly did. Well, there's two sides of it as well. While we're bigging up Queen's Park, there are questions to be answered for Rangers. Those will come in due course. But right now, it is all about Queen's Park because they are into the quarter-final draw. A first ever Scottish Cup win over Rangers here at Ibrox. It's quite remarkable. More reaction is coming next. Welcome back to Ibrox, where it's finished Rangers 0, Queen's Park 1, which is very, very happy listening for Calum here alongside me, the Queen's Park manager. Calum, my goodness, how on earth are you feeling? You had to watch that one from the stands. What was it like?
It was really strange. It was really strange, especially the last 5-10 minutes. I knew we had to hang on. I thought the boys were fantastic today. We had a slight game plan that we tried to execute, you know, try to frustrate the game. I think Rangers have better players than us, so we couldn't really go gung-ho, going to attack them. We tried to play when we could. First half I thought we could do better with the ball. Without the ball, obviously I thought we were good. Second half obviously we just got that goal and give us something to hang on to. You know, I'm delighted for all the players in there. It was a real, I think Alan did the draw last time, got the Rangers.
Got him to thank for that.
No chance. And I think it was a real tough time. Nobody really expected. We only had 4 fit defenders.
4 fit defenders.
I did wake up at 1:30 this morning thinking, hope nobody's ill, hope none of the defenders are injured because I didn't have even a backup plan to it. So all credit to the group. You know, that's where it comes from. It doesn't come from individual. It comes from the group, and just delighted overall.
And the manner of your goal as well, though, in that second period. You know, I know you weren't in the dressing room at half time, but just to have that togetherness and calmness to go out and take your game to Rangers, because you were far more dangerous at the beginning of that second period.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's really hard when, you know, it's actually Seb's got that ability. We brought him up the road from down the road in London. He's got a wee shift and a wee swivel, and you can see it there. He's brilliant. You know, he's all left footed as well. Should have hit that was right. But again, you know, I think we did say, listen, you know, we'll get opportunities, but we need to be patient. Listen, Rangers obviously dominated the ball as you expect them to, but you know, looking at that goal there, it's a wonderful goal.
Calum, is that what you felt though? Obviously, you're working hard all week making a game plan. We said in the first half it looked like it went perfectly to frustrate, but the second half then you kind of opened up a little bit. And you kind of went more for it. Was that what you were thinking?
No, it was actually second half was the plan, really, but we just couldn't really get hold of the ball. I thought we gave it away too cheaply at times, but it was to try and hurt Rangers and make them work as well. You know, listen, they're a really good team. We did say in the middle of the pitch, if you lose it in the middle areas, we did a couple of times in the first half, they counter so quick, and it was one of those things we try to work on. Listen, sometimes it works, as you know, sometimes it doesn't.
What were you thinking when the penalty was awarded, unawarded, then re-awarded?
I was actually hoping for VAR. I got 2 last week given against me as well. I was hoping VAR was going to overturn it.
Yeah, here's the incident there. The penalty was given. It obviously went upstairs to VAR, and you know it was still. Did you think of it?
It's a bit soft. It's still a bit soft, isn't it? I know he's. I think Will's heading the ball anyway. I don't think the Rangers player getting a bit soft, and you know what a save. I think he was outstanding today. I think when you come to Ibrox. And you have big games like this, you need your goalkeeper. Wow, that's brilliant. You need him to perform, and he's our captain now. you know, and he basically led by example today.
And not only that, it was that save and then the one right after it, you know, at the very, very death to deny the equaliser.
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
You were probably
I didn't see that one. I didn't see that one. I didn't see that one. I turned round at that point. I was had my hood over my head. So no, listen, listen, it's what it is, and you know, that's what Calum does for us. So great.
So you won't be sitting in the stands from now on then? You're going to be touchline?
No, I think once they go and see them, I think they'll say, listen Gaffer, you just stay out there. You know, just do the change.
You should ask the players if they want you to stay in the stand. They've already said it.
After last week when I lost my temper, I think they'd probably prefer me to stay away.
What is it though about these cup competitions? You came here with St Johnstone in 2021 and you got the result. You know, it's a funny old world, football, isn't it, where you can pull off some of these results and they're quite memorable ones.
Yeah, definitely. I think as a player, these two will agree with me, results like that, you have to enjoy them. If you don't enjoy it, then no point being in football. People say sometimes, you know, try and don't be too high when you win the games, but for me, I think the more I've seen and the more I work in the game, you have to enjoy the good results.
Day off tomorrow?
Yes.
That's a good manager.
Honestly, Callum, congratulations. Absolute pleasure.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Take care.
Appreciate that.
Thank
Cheers.
you so much.
Cheers, lads.
Thank you very much. Callum Davidson there, my goodness. You know, I said it there, Queen's Park winning here at Ibrox. There, Marv doesn't need two microphones either. That's how we roll in this one. But like you said, you need everything to go your way and you need your goalkeeper to perform. We've seen the goal, we've seen the penalty incidents. Let's touch on Rangers then, because, you know, this result is far from what the travelling fans who came here today expected. It's far from what the players and management staff expected to be standing here talking about. But how damning is this?
Yeah, I mean, a few things baffled me on today's performance. I mean, first and foremost, you expect everyone to be up and at it, aggressive when everything that they do, move the ball quickly. We spoke about it at the top of the show. They didn't do that until they went 1-0 down. And then everything was quick. Get the ball down. Can we play fast? But even the substitutes. I mean, we're talking about 60 minutes here. You take off Fernandes, Hadji, and you bring on Yilmaz and Suter. I don't understand that. I don't see the point in that. Hadji surely has got a better opportunity to create a goal or create something. So little things like that I don't get, but it shouldn't take this team to go 1-0 down before you switch on and you're at it. So from that point of view, I mean, the last, 10, 15 minutes, they threw everything at them. But up until then, not good enough. I
mean, because you can argue Liam Kelly, Jack Butland and goal, you know, both have proved themselves to be very competent goalkeepers. That's a full-strength Rangers side.
Yeah, that's
by the end of the game.
Yeah, well, listen, the team that started should have been good enough. I spoke about it at half-time. There wasn't enough forward runs. As Alan spoke about there, the tempo was far too slow. It was almost like it was a training game for them. They were going through the motions. And then all of a sudden, we said Queen's Park will grow in terms of confidence. And that happened. Come out in the second half. The two subs at half-time as well. Bailey Rice, I feel sorry for, a young man out there, given his opportunity, taken off at half-time. Didn't understand that. But then, okay, half-time substitution, tempo will go up. It didn't. You know, the performance from Rangers today was, it wasn't good enough. It was far from good enough. They shouldn't be losing to Queen's Park. And that's no disrespect to them. You know, they weren't good enough in the first half. They weren't good enough in the second half. As you said, taking Hadji off. You know, I just don't understand. You put on a left back for a left winger. It makes no sense at all. So, yeah, listen, a lot of questions need to be answered 100%.
Yeah, more questions about that Rangers performance to come, but let's get a little bit more reaction from the Queen's Park dressing room then, because the goal scorer, Seb Drozd, is with Amy.
Seb, congratulations, Queen's Park into the quarterfinals. How does that feel?
It's unbelievable. Yeah. We worked so hard outside on the pitch today and came away with a win, and it was just an amazing feeling.
The first time since the 82-83 season that Queen's Park have made it to this point in the competition. First ever Scottish Cup win here at Ibrox over Rangers. Do you have a sense right now of just what an achievement, what a historical achievement this is for the club?
To be honest, not really. Like, I was still in the moment. Like, the game just finished 5 minutes ago, but yeah, I'm sure it's huge for the club. Just overcome with emotions at the moment.
You came on and within a couple of minutes you scored the only goal of the game. Talk us through it, because our commentary team said it was an outstanding finish, very composed. How did you see it?
I mean, the ball just came to me and I done my thing in it, so took my chance well and I scored. So it's just what I planned to do. That's what I wanted to do when I came on.
Are you ready to see that now over and over?
Yeah, I'm going to be replaying that one until maybe a couple of weeks now.
I can already hear just the celebrations. You could hear the elation and the cheers coming from the dressing room. What is the mood? Is it still sinking in?
I mean, everyone's just so happy. We came here, we have no pressure on us. to turn over a team like Rangers, a big team, it's a huge achievement for the whole team, and we've done so well.
What was the game plan? Because it really did look like you were set up very well. You were very organised defensively. There wasn't a sense of panic when you got those opportunities. You seemed very composed on the ball. Was that the message from the manager?
Yeah, the message from the manager was just go out there and play with no fear. Like, we know they're a bigger team than us there, but you're also good players, and we went out there and showed it today.
You certainly did. Seb, congratulations. Enjoy the celebrations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
What a moment for Seb Drozd to get that goal, and what a moment for these fans. Look just what it means to them. Tears of joy, I hope.
Oh.
You know, you have to say, to come here to Ibrox, you know, over from the other side of Glasgow and get that result against the odds, must be a phenomenal feeling.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about the cup and what it means to people. That's exactly what it means to people.
Yeah.
Tears of absolute joy. The team probably, look, nobody would have expected them to come here and win. But against all odds, that's exactly what they've done, and they deserved it.
And it's a bit like Callum Ferrie said, it's 11 players against 11 players, and on any day, anything can happen. We've seen it before.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the mentality from their point of view. It always had to be that. But you still expect from Rangers' point of view, it doesn't matter. Yeah, 11 be 11, but we're 11 players that are better than them. And so are our subs. They could start for Queen's Park. So, yeah, listen, in terms of Queen's Park fans, it's brilliant for them. Absolutely brilliant. Coming and seeing your team in at Ibrox, they've never dreamt of that, and that's why that guy's crying.
Yeah, well, I think the fans and the players and the management staff will enjoy their night from a Queen's Park perspective. From Rangers, though, many questions to be answered in the wake of this result. We'll hear from Philippe Clement, the Rangers manager, after this. Welcome back to Ibrox, where Rangers are out of the Scottish Cup, losing to Queen's Park here this afternoon. Let's get the thoughts of Philippe Clement. He's with Amy Irons.
Philippe, no manager wants to be on the receiving end of a cup upset. How do you sum that one up today?
Super frustrating. First half, too low tempo. We had the chances to come in front. You dominate all the game also. Second half, we raise our tempo. We have today the most chances we had this season with 30 chances, but no goals, even a penalty not scoring. And you get one shot on target and you receive the goal. So it's a hold-up, but we should have scored more goals. And at the end, it's about that, and you're out of the cup. So it's a super frustrating evening.
Yeah, certainly watching you on the touchline. In the first half, you were looking for much more from your players by the looks of it. And then in the second half, you were looking for the complete opposite, some composure and some calmness. Was it frustrating for you that you just didn't see that middle ground that you needed today?
Yes, because it's indeed what you said. First half, not enough tempo. Still the chances and no composure enough in those chances and in the last pass. And in the second half, too much rush. Also the chances, because 30 chances in a game, that's a lot. Or 30 shots towards goal, it's a lot. 12 on target, it's a lot. But not enough quality to score the goals. And also a goalkeeper on the other end who played a marvellous game.
Talk us through some of the substitutions that you made, some of them perhaps quite defensive when it was still 0-0. What was the thinking, the changes that you made at half-time and early in that second half?
I don't think it's defensive if you take an offensive midfielder out and you put a striker in. So I don't really understand the question.
Did you think that the changes would have given you something that you were clearly looking for that the players then just could not deliver? I think there was certainly a sense when you took Rice off and then Yilmaz was going on that perhaps there was a question from some fans, particularly around why you made those substitutions.
Yeah, Yilmaz played really good games as a left winger, and he will play left winger also in moments. This was not a moment to put a young boy, and that was the other alternative of 18-year-old, to put in that kind of game now with that pressure on. So that was the changes for now with the wingers we have in the squad.
What have you said to the players in there? What's the mood like in the dressing room after that?
They're all down, and it should be. So it's unacceptable to lose this. They all know that. So they built credit back the last weeks, the last months with the fan. Today, they lost everything. Of that credit, this is not acceptable to lose against Queen's Park in the cup. That was probably the rush that there was in the second half, but you need composure in these moments and you need overview. We came so many times in and around the box. We had so many times the possibility for the shot, but we were not calm enough, and that hurts us. that because of that we're out of the cup.
Given the gap in the league, obviously losing the League Cup final and now out of the Scottish Cup, can a Rangers manager survive potentially ending a season without a trophy?
It happened several times in the past. We know it's a rebuild. I'm focused on this game, on the next game. I don't think you can ask much more than to get 30 chances, and nothing to do with tactics or whatever. It's about the quality of the moment, and that we missed today.
So you're confident as Rangers manager in your position at the moment after that?
Yes, I'm confident about that. Everybody knows how hard everybody's working together. So last week, everybody was saying that the team is taking good steps and growing, and great 8th position in the Europa League. It's not because you lose a game where you normally have to win 99 out of 100. That things change about the way things are working. If you do that, then you're only living in emotions, and then there will never be stability in this club.
Thanks, Philippe.
Philippe Clement there with Amy Irons, answering some difficult questions as well. I mean, where do you start with that? I mean, how safe is his job? How many questions need to be asked in light of this particular performance and result?
Look, the result is terrible for Rangers as a club. There's no getting away from that fact. When you look at the gap in the league, losing the League Cup, now this, the one shining light is the European performances that we've seen at a consistent level. But look, I've always said it's going to be an up and down season because look, he speaks about rebuild, but I mean, how long are we going to speak about a rebuild for? I mean, do you know what I mean? Is it going to be 1 season, 2 seasons, 3 seasons? It is what it is. You have to deal with it. That wasn't good enough. It's quite as simple as that. And like, he talks about the substitutes. Like, Bailey Rice has to be given an opportunity. I think he has to stay on for the 90 minutes, learn from it, whether it's a win, draw, whatever it may be. I think he's hit the panic button at half-time, and he's decided, look, I need to get Raskin on, I need to get Dessers on, I need to win this game. And it's not happened. The later substitutes, I don't get. I'm not having that one bit.
The Yilmaz coming on for
Absolutely not. I can't get my head round that. I mean, if I'm a forward-thinking winger and they bring on a full-back to replace me, no wonder he was going off shaking his head. It's something that I don't get, but I still believe they will stick with him. They feel that the rinse and repeat of changing managers and changing players, it has to stop at some stage. So I do believe they'll stick with him. Look, it's a results-driven business, and you have to get results. And at this moment in time, that's not good enough.
Do you think Philippe Clement will survive this?
He'll do well to. As Alan said there, in Europe, Rangers have been brilliant. But I get the rebuild, I get all of that talk, but you can't lose to Queen's Park. I'm not being disrespectful to them. You cannot be a Rangers manager. You cannot play at home to Queen's Park and get knocked out of the cup. When, for me, it's the last chance they had this season of winning the trophy, because the league is gone for me. I don't think they're going to win the Europa League, European Cup rather, so I don't think that's going to happen. You know, so many things were baffling today, Emma. And yes, the players have to take some responsibility. 100% of the ones that cross the white line, but ultimately, it's the manager who, you know, is forced out of clubs when things aren't going right. The fans are absolutely raging today, rightfully so. How
much responsibility do the players need to take? Because we mentioned the changes beforehand, there wasn't that many. You know, it's pretty much a first pick team to go out there and perform like that and not manage to break down Queen's Park and not manage to play with the intensity that you spoke about pre-match.
Well, you have to look at yourself in the mirror. I mean, yeah, we can put blame on the manager. Ultimately, he picks the team or whatever. But once that happens and you cross that white line, it's up to you to go and perform. And as Marv says, like, you should be going out and beating Queen's Park. Yeah, all credit goes to them. They were excellent on the day, but Rangers should still be here and winning games of football like that, and they haven't. So the players have to look at themselves. They have to take ownership of this result, the away results that's happened. It's not been good enough. They've shown that they can reach a level in European competition. That's the bar for them. That if they can get there for that type of game, they should be getting there every game.
But why is consistency? We spoke pre-match about it. Yeah. Have they now found that consistency? You know, they performed here very, very well against a very, very good Celtic team just a matter of weeks ago. They've raised the level in Europe. They have managed mentality, exactly. So that's not a young Rangers team, with the exception of Bailey Rice and one or two. But it's not a young group of players. Why don't they have the mentality then? Well,
they need to find it again. But, you know, even listening to that post-match there from Clement, it seems that the second half he thought the tempo went up. And I disagree with that. I think after they conceded the goal, the tempo went up. So if he's saying that to the public and he's saying that to the players in the dressing room, is actually okay, we had 30 chances, etc., maybe they're thinking it's acceptable. You know, sometimes you're a product of your own environment as players, so they should be getting told under no uncertain terms that is not acceptable. You do not put on this shirt, go out on that pitch and lose to Queen's Park, a team in the Championship, mid-table in the Championship, by the way. This is our last chance of winning the competition, and we've gone out and lost 1-0 at a whimper. I know that towards the end, Callum pulled off a couple of good saves, but his goal wasn't peppered. I don't care if there was 30 opportunities or not. Some of them were routine saves. You know, that if they'd have gone in the back of the net, would have been questioning them. He put off 2 saves to me today.
You might have had 30 opportunities, but there was no goals.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So you can talk about we had this amount of chances, we had a penalty saved or whatever. You still didn't convert that chance. So it doesn't really matter. I think as a player, you have to look at yourself in the mirror. Was I good enough on this day? And that's something that they're going to have to look at. It's just not been good enough. I go back to when I was playing. I mean, you think the likes of Walter Smith, would he have taken... He would have went through absolutely everybody saying that's not good enough, it needs to be better. When you're playing for Rangers, big team, Celtic, whoever it may be, consistency is key. If you get to a level, you have to hit that level every single game, no matter what.
Isn't it?
That is the difference. It's a mentality thing. To be able to go and do it week in, week out, it's difficult. It's not easy, but that's why you're here. That's why you're a player at these football clubs, because you should be getting to that level, and unfortunately they didn't today.
And the question now is that where is the motivation for the rest of the season, but there is a job now for the manager and the coaching staff to keep focused, to keep players, you know, they're playing for their futures now, aren't they? And looking at that performance today, you'd say there's probably quite a lot of them that are playing for their future.
Everyone is, you know, including the staff. You know, I add them into that because, as I said, Alan's saying there, the rebuild, we get all of those things, but you are playing for your futures now. And you know what? The teams that have got them coming up, Hearts, for example, will watch this game and say, we've got a right chance. They're coming to our place, by the way. I'm not too sure what kind of their mentality is. I'm not too sure where they are in terms of their season. You know, it must be so sad for Rangers fans at this moment in time. That's the only thing I can think of, because, you know, you come out in your numbers, you come to watch your team, and they serve
Pay
up
their
that.
money.
Exactly. They serve up that. It's just abysmal.
And don't see it getting reinvested in the squad, I would imagine.
No, but you're spot on with what you said. You've got Hearts away, you've got St Mirren here,
Kilmarnock
and
away.
then Kilmarnock away, where we've spoke at length about the away performances not being good enough. That's a test. Like you're saying, you're totally right. They would have been looking at that game thinking, there's opportunity here.
Yeah, so not to be for Rangers today, and that result has left more questions than answers when it comes to the futures of the players and some of the coaching staff here as well, as far as the fans are concerned. But the flip side to that is that Queen's Park, what a day for them. A day to remember for their players, for their coaching staff and for their fans. They are in to the draw for the quarterfinals of the Scottish Cup. That's coming up tomorrow. We'll wait and see who they meet. Thank you very much for your company, guys. Thank you for watching.